Could Runaway Train be a runaway hit?
Do Hines and Baryshnikov have a lot in common?
Did Sun City rock Capitol Hill?
Will 60s hits be video greats?
Entertainment Tonight surrounds the stars for Friday, December 6th, 1985.
We're Americans!
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Weller.
And I'm Mary Hart. The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather won the Network News Nielsen ratings last week, averaging 13.7. The NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw was second with an 11.9 average, and ABC World News Tonight was third at 10.7. To many, the initials CBS have been synonymous with broadcast journalism since the days of Edward R. Murrow's broadcasts from London in World War II. But this year, the network that gave us Murrow and Walter Cronkite and 60 Minutes has had big problems. It spent $1 billion to fight a takeover attempt, and employee cutbacks led to a running battle between the news division and its president. As senior correspondent Rona Barrett reports, tensions have now been eased. Rona?
Thank you, Mary. Confirming our Wednesday report, CBS made it official yesterday afternoon. Van Gordon Sauter is back in as president of CBS News, a post he previously held from 1981 to 1983. And Ed Joyce is out. Sauter will also keep his corporate post as executive vice president of the CBS Broadcast Group, with the added responsibility of the CBS Radio division. However, he will no longer oversee the CBS-owned and operated TV stations. Joyce has been named senior vice president in charge of CBS Worldwide Enterprises, supervising international sales and marketing. According to CBS, these changes are part of a restructuring necessitated by the departure of James Rosenfield, the senior vice president of the broadcast group, who has decided at age 56 to take an early retirement. Gene Jankowski, president of the broadcast group, will now oversee the broadcast group's finance function, which was previously part of Rosenfield's duties. These changes have refueled speculation within CBS that Thomas Wyman, Jankowski's boss, and the company's chairman will also depart CBS. He has been under attack in the business community for his handling of some CBS properties, as well as Ted Turner's attempted takeover of CBS. Wyman, however, is not expected to leave before early 1986. Rob?
Thank you, Rona. A federal court jury yesterday awarded the manufacturer of Viceroy cigarettes just over $5 million in damages in a libel suit against CBS and commentator Walter Jacobson. Mike Lederman has that story.
Walter Jacobson is Chicago's most popular and controversial TV commentator. He earns a reported $1 million a year in this role and is anchorman on Chicago's CBS-owned WBBM TV. In 1981, a Jacobson commentary accused the makers of Viceroy cigarettes of aiming advertising to promote smoking among children and teenagers. The tobacco company, Brown and Williamson, denied the charge, sued for libel, and won.
It was sweeps journalism, and sweeps journalism is not journalism. Sweeps journalism is showbiz.
I don't think I have ever been irresponsible. I have made mistakes in my life, in my 25 years as a reporter. I have regretted some things that I've said on the air, but I certainly, and in which case I have taken them back and corrected the record. I have never, ever knowingly said anything false on the air.
The award of $5,050,000, about one-third of what Brown and Williamson asked for, made the tobacco company happy, but did little to change the mood of the broadcaster.
I have honed my methods over a quarter of a century of work. I go after every story with a commitment to get both sides of it and present both sides of it. I presented both sides of this story. I can't change that attitude. I can't change that modus operandi. I mean, that's what I do.
What does this decision mean for other broadcasters?
I can't understand why this particular case, with its specialized problems for the commentator in this instance, should have much relevance to anyone else.
Anything that threatens our right to do our job, I suppose we should be worried about. But in this case, it wasn't pure journalism. It was more in the area of commentary, and therefore there's a little difference.
But several reporters covering the trial were concerned about press freedoms. They were afraid that such an emphatic award might not only be a deterrent to sloppy or malicious journalists, but to well-intentioned ones who just don't want to take the chance and risk some grave consequences. In Chicago, Mike Lederman, Entertainment Tonight.
CBS issued a statement saying the damages awarded were unjustified and that they're confident the jury's liable verdict will be reversed on appeal.
Rockers in jeans mingled with lawmakers in pinstripe suits yesterday as the Sun City issue arrived on Capitol Hill. Peter Quinn-Hackis reports from Washington.
They'll play Washington, though, and did, for once Congress giving celebrities a TV coverage boost for their cause instead of the other way around. Members honored Sun City mainstays for their efforts. Stevie Van Zandt gave Congress a record of their own, announced a new book on the issue, and paused to reflect on the triumphs and problems Sun City has faced.
The radio stations are split a little bit on it. Some feel that it's just too controversial to play, and they're worried about advertisers, or they're worried about, I don't know what. I don't know what's controversial about people being murdered in the streets, but they seem to think it is. And but wherever the American public are able to hear the record, they are buying it.
The artists warned American performers against going to South Africa for a planned counter Sun City concert, and they say they're optimistic that the opponents of the album will eventually come around. On Capitol Hill, Peter Quinn-Hackis, Entertainment Tonight.
Actor Fred Grandy has made a career choice. He's decided he'd rather be a congressman than a gopher on the Love Boat.
Fred Grandy was given a send-off party in Hollywood. He's been released from the last year of his contract playing gopher on the Love Boat. The reason? He's decided to move back to Iowa and run for Congress. He feels the time is right.
It's time to do it. I come from a part of the world that gave me everything that I got, everything that was allowed me to become an actor. And now that Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, places like that are in very bad economic straits. They're hurting.
But is he prepared to shake a lot of hands and kiss a lot of babies?
Or, you know, kiss a lot of hands and shake a lot of babies, whatever it takes.
Gordon B. McClendon, the radio executive who pioneered the top 40 music and all news formats, accidentally shot himself in the face yesterday while cleaning a pistol. He's listed in critical but stable condition in a Dallas hospital. And at our deadline, Academy Award-winning actress Ann Baxter remains in critical condition and near death after suffering a cerebral hemorrhage.
A couple of records to report in the worlds of love and art. Art first. Rembrandt Peale's Rubens Peale with a geranium sold for $4,070,000 yesterday. That's the highest auction price ever paid for an American painting. Now love. Sportscaster Ahmad Rashad and actress Felicia Ayers-Allen of The Cosby Show have broken the record for most public romance. He proposed, as you may recall, on live television during an NBC pregame show. Today, they set the date, live on Good Morning America.
Date set yet?
No.
Come on, announce it right here. The date? Come on.
Yeah, is there a date set? Dick Enberg told me I make no more decisions after the proposal.
Okay, what's the date, Felicia?
He'll have to tell you.
What's the date on that?
January 18th.
January 18th. All right. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Here's the ET Digest for Friday, the 6th of December. On home video, Fletch, starring Chevy Chase. And Christmas in July, starring Dick Powell and Ellen Drew. And celebrating birthdays today, James Naughton is 40, and Dave Brubeck, 65.
Next, Gregory Hines, in step with the perfect partner in White Nights.
And ahead, Julian Lennon, setting the record straight. Runaway Train, which opens today in Los Angeles and New York, got off on the right track last night at a celebrity screening. Al Owens has that story and some background on the film's producers.
Yoram Globus and Menachem Golan, film producers who are bringing us titles like The Naked Cage, Hot Chili, It Ate Cleveland. They attended the premiere of their newest film, Runaway Train. But unlike those others, Runaway Train aspires to different heights. It stars Jon Voight, Rebecca De Mornay, and Eric Roberts. It was directed by respected Russian filmmaker Andrei Konchalovsky. And the story is based on a screenplay by Japanese director Akira Kurosawa.
You gotta come back!
Go for it, sucker! Come on!
I can't watch this.
I think they made a really good movie, man, and I'm glad to be in it.
They're doing quite a lot of films. They're working with Bob Altman and Lena Wertmüller, and they've worked with John Cassavetes, you know, lovely people. And I think I'm very grateful that they are working well with all these terrific artists.
We feel great, and It Ate Cleveland is still to come. It's going to eat Cleveland. It's going to be funny and lovely.
Al Owens, Entertainment Tonight.
The new Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd comedy Spies Like Us opens today, and it's anything but a state secret what our Leonard Maltin thinks of it.
You know what? I just saw Spies Like Us, and I liked it. If I sound surprised, it's because I don't hold out much hope for movie comedies these days. So many of them are bad, even with good people involved. Not so for Spies Like Us. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd are a perfect team, and they work together like Abbott and Costello, or, more to the point, Hope and Crosby.
Lawson, your turn to drive.
These are the Yousafzai. They're Afghani freedom fighters. They're our allies.
Oh! We're Americans!
This film is full of gags and funny ideas, and they're carried out funny by the two stars and the razor-sharp timing of their director, John Landis, who has his own private joke of casting other film directors and even Blue star B.B. King in a variety of tiny roles. Here's one time the Too Many Cooks take the cake. Aykroyd wrote the original story with another funny guy, Dave Thomas, from SCTV. Then Aykroyd did the script with Lowell Gans and Babaloo Mandel, the fellows who co-wrote Splash and Night Shift. However they divided their work, it adds up to a funny movie. I laughed a lot, and that's the best recommendation I can give any comedy. So I'm giving Spies Like Us an 8. I'm Leonard Maltin, Entertainment Tonight.
For actor-dancer Gregory Hines, his latest film not only gives him a chance to team up with the world's most renowned ballet star, he also gets to play a character unlike any he's done before. Gene Wolfe has more.
In White Nights, Gregory Hines plays Raymond Greenwood, an American who had expatriated to Russia in protest against the Vietnam War.
I said, Mom, this is it. This is it. I'm going to get myself a real career. I'm going to get involved in electronics, become a communications expert. Yeah. Defend my country against communism.
As an artist, you know, I look for the role where I can express myself and where I have an opportunity to have some range, something that's believable, and try to do the best job I can.
Some of the best moments of White Nights are the dance scenes with Hines and Baryshnikov.
How was the camaraderie with Baryshnikov?
Oh, it was great. He's a very interesting man, and just the opportunity to work with him. He's such a great artist, you know, and I dug him immediately, you know. We had a lot of good times.
Was part of the reason you two were able to communicate so well is because you both did have that background of a discipline as a dancer?
I think so. You know, his discipline was completely different than mine. I mean, really intense. And I'm just, you know, I'm amazed by the things that the people who are in ballet can do. So we had a mutual respect from the beginning that I felt really good about.
You're a betting man. Wait a minute. 11 rubles. 11 pirouettes. Can you count? Yeah, don't worry. Just spin.
If I were interviewing Baryshnikov and said, what'd you learn from Gregory? What do you think he'd answer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't you notice any influence of your style on him?
He maybe stoops over a little bit more.
Stoop to conquer? Here's a list of the 5 most rented video cassettes according to Billboard magazine. At number 5, the Academy Award-winning Amadeus. At 4, Ladyhawke. 3, The Breakfast Club. Number 2, Ghostbusters. And at number 1 again, Beverly Hills Cop.
Coming up this weekend on Entertainment This Week, Barbra Streisand,
Willie Nelson,
Alan Thicke,
Pete Townsend,
and Rona Barrett with Dionne Warwick.
This weekend only on Entertainment This Week. This week, violinist Isaac Stern was named the 1986 Musician of the Year by the editors of the Musical America International Directory of the Performing Arts. The honor also happens to coincide with Stern's 65th birthday, his 50th anniversary as a performer, and his 25th year as president of Carnegie Hall. In rock and roll news, Julian Lennon has a new video out with a twist and a shout. Barbara Hauer has the story.
Only last year, Julian Lennon burst onto the music scene with his album The Lot, which made its way to the top 10 on the charts.
Ever since you've been leaving me, I've been wanting to cry.
Lennon believes the attendant publicity included too many heavy-handed inquiries about his family, in particular the connection with his father, John Lennon, and his relationship with his stepmother, Yoko Ono.
Do you think that the press has distorted the things you've said in the past?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, just a couple of things. Well, I mean, all over the country, it's different, obviously. In England, they've been quite a bit funny with me. But over here, it's not been bad at all.
Hoping to finally satisfy the media's curiosity about things other than his music, Lennon put together a video for public sale. Called Stand By Me, A Portrait of Julian Lennon. It's a collage of his recent U.S. tour and what's touted as an in-depth interview.
The stories that came up weren't promoting the album or anything. It was just Julian slags off Yoko again.
It was like getting something off my back, so it was a relief to do that for me, in a way. I don't know why, but it just felt good.
There have been reports in the press in this country about friction between yourself and your stepmother. What is the situation between you all, Julian?
Well, well, there was a bit of friction, but we've got back together a couple of weeks ago, and I can't believe how well we get on together.
A long year and a lot of hard work has paid off with success other than professional, leaving Lennon better able to cope with previously touchy subjects.
With his father's famous myopic eyes and fine wispy hair.
I just feel as I know a little bit more, enough to be able to deal with things a little better, and obviously more relaxed about all situations, you know. I'm not scared of going into anything or saying anything anymore.
The Rascals, Procol Harum, and Sly Stone on Yuppie Video. That's... A new television show is on the way for those baby boomers too old to rock and roll with the likes of Twisted Sister. Lisa Gibbons has more on Deja Vu.
It's a case of state-of-the-art TV and the baby boom generation. If you grew up before music videos, not to worry, the sounds of the 60s with the sights of the 80s can be yours on day 1-hour syndicated specials featuring 12 oldies but goodies with newly created videos. Will be hosted by singer-songwriter John Sebastian of Lovin' Spoonful fame.
Superficially, it is certainly for people my age and in this 20 to 40 area, but I have also been surprised by how many 14-year-olds, contemporaries of my son, I find are interested in this type of music.
Not only have the songs of the 60s met the technology of the 80s, but you'll also see some familiar faces in these videos, like these guys, the cast of St. Elsewhere.
I think I'm one of them, as a matter of fact. If you find me, send me back.
Some of the other videos feature 60s music stars and well-known actors like Terry Garr and Harry Dean.
Mary.
Procol Harum.
Oh, terrific. Sunday night, coming up on CBS, a show called Circus of the Stars, and it features our own Mary, who was definitely wired for a... Mary was on crutches for weeks here on Entertainment Tonight with a fall during practice.
It's true.
I love
but well, you'll just have to tune in and see if we fall during the act.
You made it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
A behind-the-scenes report on Bob Hope's first TV movie, and an interview with Rocky's wife, Talia Shire. That's coming up Monday on Entertainment Tonight.